The man, the myth, the Gegenpressing machine. Jürgen Klopp left his role at Liverpool this season as a respected football master tactician. Ever since jumping ship from Dortmund, the German has undergone a whole new makeover with his tactics. So how much have they changed since his Dortmund days? Get ready for some tactical treats, folks. This is how Klopp turned Liverpool into champions. After 9 years of turning Liverpool into a champion-making factory, Klopp left his role as manager this summer. The German manager, who brought loads of energy to the game, left England, securing Liverpool their first league trophy in the Premier League era. Sure, things got tough sometimes, but Klopp never lost sight of the fun. This guy made football matches so intense that they felt like a rock concert. And it wasn't surprising seeing his team go hardcore like that. That is, if you're familiar with that Dortmund side that had ballers like Marco Reus, Mario Götze, and Robert Lewandowski. For the newbies, this German mastermind started way back working his magic at Mainz, blew up managing Dortmund, and mesmerized Europe with an explosive style of football. So what made Klopp's Dortmund tick tactically? They were all about seizing those moments in between attack and defense. Klopp especially drilled his defense to be like the Avengers, winning the ball back in a flash after they lost it. Their secret weapon had a cool name, Gegenpressing, basically fighting fire with fire. The idea is, when the other team gets the ball all jumbled up, trying to switch from defense to offense. Dortmund exploited that mess with some slick Gegenpressing, snatching the ball right back and whooping their butts before they even knew what hit them. To pull off this world-class thievery, Dortmund played close together. They built up their attack on one side of the pitch, aiming to either score a goal or win the ball back quickly with their tight formation. Even the sideline helped. It meant there were fewer places for the other team to pass the ball, making the job even easier. So basically, the whole point of Gegenpressing was to launch a super fast counter-attack after winning the ball back. Klopp even said once that Gegenpressing is basically the best teammate you could ask for. It sets up amazing scoring chances. And for sure, Dortmund scored a ton of goals after those Gegenpressing steals. Klopp rolled into Liverpool in October 2015, replacing Brendan Rodgers, and brought his Dortmund magic with him. Under Klopp, Liverpool went full beast mode when they lost the ball. Under the old manager, Liverpool were a bit rubbish at winning the ball back. With Klopp, they ended their first season as the kings of defensive duels in the Premier League. This became a signature move for Klopp's early days at Liverpool. By getting the ball back quickly, Liverpool left the other team scattered across the pitch, all confused and out of position. The German manager started with a 4-2-3-1 formation in his first season, but quickly switched to a 4-3-3 for the rest of his time at Liverpool. This new formation relied heavily on three key players in the middle: Emre Can, James Milner, and Adam Lallana. These guys were basically ball-winning experts who constantly hounded the opponent to get the ball back fast. Roberto Firmino, playing up front, also helped win the ball back high up the pitch. The next season, Georginio Wijnaldum joined the party, along with Jordan Henderson becoming a regular in central midfield. This gave Liverpool a dream duo of central midfielders in their new 4-3-3. These two worked perfectly with the front three of Firmino, Sadio Mane, and Philippe Coutinho to win the ball back quickly. They also hustled back to defend whenever needed, plugging any holes in the back four. Now, the funny thing was, even though Klopp's crew got way better at winning the ball back right away, they weren't exactly watertight at the back at first. Goals were still pouring in both ends of the pitch like rain. Liverpool went from being near the bottom of the scoring charts to the second best scorers in the whole league under Klopp. The deadly trio of Mane, Coutinho, and Firmino terrified defenses the moment they got the ball. After Coutinho left for Barcelona, then came the moment in 2017 when Mo Salah arrived to add more firepower to their attacks. The Egyptian ran riot, scoring 32 goals in his first season. The midfield, with Can, Milner, Wijnaldum, and Henderson, who was still the best ball hawks around, would win the ball back in a flash, then fire it straight to attackers. Sometimes Firmino would drop back a bit, like a quarterback in American football, creating space for Salah and Mane to fly down the wings. It was like a perfectly choreographed dance. Win the ball, launch a lightning-fast attack with Firmino pulling the strings, and Salah and Mane finishing the job. By 2018, Klopp had Liverpool running like a well-oiled machine. They even reached the Champions League final. This was also when he started bringing in some serious players like Virgil van Dijk, followed by Alisson Becker in goal and Fabinho in midfield. These guys were like instant upgrades, making a huge difference right away. The following season, Liverpool kept their ball-hogging ways, averaging a whopping 60% or more possession. And to add to their amazing cast that was building up were the world-class fullbacks of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson. These guys weren't just defending anymore, they were flying up the pitch and adding even more firepower to the attacks. This fits perfectly with Salah and Mané's fancy footwork and sneaky runs, and don't forget Firmino dropping back a bit to pull the strings. Basically, at least one midfielder, usually the central guys, would also join the attack kamikaze style. These fullbacks, especially Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, became crossing machines. Every season from 2018 to 2023, Liverpool pumped the most crosses into the box compared to pretty much everyone else in the league. And guess who was putting in all those perfect crosses? Trent and Robbo became assist machines, setting up their teammates for tons of goals. In fact, in the season they won the league, these two were the second and third best assist makers in the entire league, only behind City's Kevin De Bruyne. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson weren't just crossing machines, they could do it all. Their pinpoint crosses, sharp cutbacks, and clever passes found their teammates for goals left, right, and center. Opposing teams were having nightmares trying to stop this crazy attack coming from both sides of the pitch. It wasn't just their crossing that caused trouble, though. Even free kicks and corner kicks became goal-scoring opportunities with these two on the job. We can talk about the amazing fullbacks and the rock-solid defense of that Liverpool side all day, but let's not forget the magical front three of Salah, Mané, and Firmino. Opposing teams were so scared of the fullbacks that they tried everything to stop them. They'd stick their own wingers super deep to mark them, or try to force the game into the middle of the pitch, but that's where this incredible front three came in. For a while, they were probably the best attacking trio in the world. Each was a superstar on their own, with fancy footwork that could beat any defender one-on-one, perfect for breaking through those super tight defenses other teams were trying. Salah on the right was a dribbling machine, cutting inside and blasting shots, which would then draw defenders towards him. It created space for Mané, Firmino, the charging fullbacks, and even the midfielders making runs. Speaking of Firmino, this guy was like a master conductor in the middle. He'd drop back a bit to confuse the other team's defenders, then connect the play with his teammates, Wijnaldum, Henderson, or whoever was there, and then dart forward himself. Mané was the direct one of the bunch, always looking to get behind the defense with lightning-fast runs or powerful dribbles. And guess what? He benefited from both Salah's dribbling skills and Firmino's clever positioning. It was beautiful to watch. If one team figured out how to stop one of them, the fullbacks were wide open for a perfect cross from Alexander-Arnold or Robertson. No matter what the other team tried, this front three always found a way to score. And being the evolving tactician he is, Klopp has Captain Henderson, who usually played in the middle, stretching the play wider to support Salah's runs inside. This meant Alexander-Arnold didn't just have to focus on crossing anymore. He could move into the middle and help build the attack from deep down the pitch. A lot would change after 2022, especially after some key players like Henderson, Mané, and Firmino moved on. But Klopp's never one to stand still, bringing in new guys like Dominic Szoboszlai to support Salah on the right, and Darwin Núñez, who loves making those killer runs behind the defense. Jota and Gakpo are also part of the fun, with their fancy passing and ability to find teammates in tight spaces. They can even play up front alone, dropping back sometimes to confuse defenders or create space for others. The coolest thing about Klopp's time at Liverpool was his team's adaptability. They could build up slowly from the back, but never forgot their lightning-fast attacks and that all-important counter-pressing. Klopp may have loved his heavy metal football, but he knew how to tweak things to keep surprising everyone. It'll be exciting to see what Arne Slot does with this amazing team.